Hello everyone. Welcome to this video on embedding a dashboard in ASP.NET Web Forms. In this tutorial, I will show you how to embed a dashboard in an ASP.NET Web Forms application using Visual Studio. This integration provides a seamless experience for accessing and gaining real-time insights. It helps manage data and visualizations in a centralized environment, simplifying data handling, reducing the complexity of analysis, and improving business performance. I've provided a link to the documentation, which includes a sample application for your reference. Let's get started. I have already installed Visual Studio and the .NET framework on my machine. I open Visual Studio and select Create New Project. In the search bar, search for and select ASP.NET Web Application.NET Framework. And click Next. On the Create page, I change the project name and location. Then I click Create. Next, I select Web Forms and Web API. And then Create. This generates a basic project with all the necessary files and dependencies to start building a web application. Once the application is created, I need to add an embed config file to configure embedding parameters, authentication, user context, and customization for secure embedding of a dashboard. In the dashboard server, I click Settings. Select Embed. Click Enable Embed Authentication, and click Download. A dialog box will open. I choose the Information Technology category and Customer Service Performance dashboard. Next, I download the JSON file and place it in the desired folder. Then I copy and add it to the ASP.NET Web Forms application root folder. I create a model class named embedclass.cs in the Models folder. I add imports for core system functions, collections, link, handling object serialization, enabling web-specific features like HTTP requests, sessions, and models namespace to avoid naming conflicts. I add embed class defining embed core string and dashboard server API URL to enable serialization for transmitting or storing data, typically in web services or APIs. I add embed details class, defining a model containing key configuration and user-specific properties to manage and authenticate embedded dashboard access in a web application. Then, I create a new file named globalappsettings.cs. I add the Global App Settings namespace. I add the Global App Settings class in the app namespace. Next, I open the default.aspx file and replace the code in the ASP content section. This HTML structure defines a container that holds a nested dashboard element, typically used to display an embedded dashboard. Next, I open default.aspx.cs file. I add necessary imports and models namespace. Within it, I add the web method that prepares a secure embed authorization URL by appending the user email, timestamp, and a signature to the query string for dashboard embedding. I add an HTTP GET request to retrieve the response, serialize it to JSON, and write it directly to the web page's response stream. I add the getSignature URL method, which creates a base64 encoded HMAC SHA-256 signature from a message using a secret key, ensuring secure communication with the embed server. Lastly, I add a page load event to run when the web forms page loads. It's currently empty and ready for initialization logic. Next, I open the site.master page. Within the head section, I add a script to load the bold BI embedded SDK, enabling dashboard embedding and interaction features in the web application. In the body section, I replace the code with onload to initialize the init function. Next, I add a script that initializes JavaScript variables with server-side values from the embed details model to configure dashboard embedding settings dynamically. I add an init function that initializes and loads a Bold BI embedded dashboard using configuration values and a custom authorization endpoint. I open site.master.cs. I add the necessary imports and namespace. I add SiteMaster class with getClient embed config JSON method, which reads an embed config.json file, deserializes it into an embed details object, stores it in the current HTTP context, and returns its JSON string, enabling dynamic embedding configuration for dashboards in the web application. I open the global.asax.cs. I include required imports and replace the configuration loader code, which registers application routes, reads dashboard embed settings from a JSON config file, and loads them into the global embed details object for use throughout the app. I open the root.config.cs file in the app_start folder. I replace the code to disable automatic redirection and enable cleaner, user-friendly URLs in an ASP.NET Web Forms application using routing settings. Now everything is ready for previewing the dashboard. I click Build Solution in the Build option, and then the Run icon to run the project. You will see the Customer Service Performance dashboard rendered in the default browser. If you want to open the dashboard in design mode, change the view mode to Design and Load Dashboard to Load Designer in the site.master page. Rebuild the application and run. You will see that the dashboard loads in design mode. In this video, I have shown you how to embed a dashboard in an ASP.NET Web Forms application with Visual Studio and Bold BI. To learn more about Bold BI, you can visit boldbi.com. To try Bold BI, you can start a 30-day free trial by clicking the Try It Free option. If you want a demo from an expert, you can schedule a call by clicking the Request Demo button. If you found this video helpful, click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching.